The first episode of Torchwood Miracle Day introduces us to the conflict of a season wherein something has rendered every human being on the earth incapable of dying. They can still be shot, stabbed, blown up, or whatever, but no matter how far into the negative hit points they go, they can't die. Torchwood, the organization, is still disbanded and mostly dead. But a poorly explained plot device has sent a message consisting of nothing more than the word Torchwood to all the intelligence services around the world. This helps to introduce us to our new characters, a pair of American CIA agents. They are a man and a woman, and God help me, that's all I can remember about them. I could go back and look up their names, but they are honestly so forgettable that I just don't care. The man has one point in the way of being memorable. He's intensely unlikable. The first thing we see him do is profess elation that a fellow agent's wife has contracted leukemia, allowing him to take over his high-profile case. The hard-boiled, friendless loner is not only one of the most overused TV writing cliches, but it's also a tougher one to get right than most people seem to think. Much too often, these characters turn out to be simply intolerable. For every House MD, there are 100 of these guys in suits on every crime and doctor and lawyer show that you don't watch because they're on opposite the other slightly better show with the bodies or the computer guy or the child rape victim. Or maybe just the one that can exploit its tangential connection to a far superior science fiction program aimed at a much younger and seemingly more intelligent audience. The Miracle Day season will be 10 episodes long, and there's every indication that there is only about 4 episodes worth of story here. Having only seen the first one, I'm just guessing, but from the looks of things, they are in no hurry to go anywhere. Having in an entire episode managed to convey what an average episode of frickin' Bones gets out before the first commercial break. Captain Jack McChiseldelooks and Little Gwenny Cooper, the only series regulars to survive the Children of Earth story, are present but do little but support the new and deathly boring American additions to the cast, as they are extradited to the U.S. for no reason other than so that the story can now take place there. Isn't there any other way for a series to make a location change short of kidnapping? I appreciate that our reputation around the world has suffered in the last few years, but contrary to popular belief, there are still laws in America, and even England would probably take issue with American agents snatching people off the streets for no stated reason other than the crankiness of one CIA agent. In spite of the show's American production, there are a number of glaring Britishisms on display. The male CIA guy's Americanism is always denoted by a blatant a-holism and a total inability to holster his weapon. Guns on the whole take on a silly totemic quality in Torchwood and always have. Nearly every promotional photo has them posing with a gun in their hand. You have to remember that it is extremely difficult to own a handgun in the UK, so I can't help but imagine them saying to themselves, "Whee! I've got a gun! Look! Gun!" Americans fetishize guns as much as any country on Earth, and probably more. But with the ease of acquisition here, I'd like to think that we manage it with a bit more of a casual confidence. The infantile gun-waving on Torchwood can also be attributed to their desperation to separate themselves from Doctor Who, and remind everyone that this is a grown-up show. See? Grown-up. Yes, sweetheart, you're a big boy now. The show's pacing mirrors its central issue. No one is dying on the planet anymore. Well, that's a problem, but it's an amorphous problem that won't really become a big issue for a few months yet. That's exactly how this first episode feels. No matter how fast the characters run or drive or how many things blow up, there's just no urgency about any of it. At least not to get any real story details out. There seems to be a big temptation in TV shows now to take a long view of story and totally ignore the short-term needs of the audience, like entertainment or story. In spite of its colossal failures in quality, Lost has become the model, not the cautionary tale. The new rule is string the audience along while never getting anywhere. They've been doing that over on Doctor Who for the last 2 seasons now with this whole silence will fall business. And while the finite nature of this show will no doubt demand a resolution at some point, it all just feels like so much basic cable filler until something better comes on.